How's it going, everybody? So, people are wondering what my thoughts are on Jeff Parsons. And so I'm going to kind of go back to what I know about him, what I've noticed. So when I first met Jeff Parsons, it must have been 13 years ago. And what I've noticed is he's quiet. He plays video games and his computer a lot. I wouldn't say that, he was out of the ordinary. I guess we'll just skip 13 years and go to May 2020. So, May 6, 2020, I remember... Well, we know that Jeff was one of the last people to see Dylan. He left to go back to work at 12:50. He works at a car dealership. I'm not going to say where he works because it's not fair for anybody. But what I've been told and learned, and I can't say it's 100%, but I'm pretty accurate that the day Dylan went missing, he went back to work, and then Dylan disappeared like instantly. And I guess he went back to work and he didn't get off work early. He just kind of stayed at work and finished his shift. To me, that if in fact is 100%, that is some odd behavior considering, maybe your wife would, need your support. I'm sure Dylan would have needed your support. Things like that are really weird. And I'll go back to, when Dylan was missing, I can't really tell you what Jeff was doing during the hours because I don't remember, because a lot of it's shock, and I don't remember seeing Jeff much at all. So we'll skip to day 2 when my good friend showed up, and Jeff was the first person to see my friend, and my friend was like, "Is Jason up in your place? Do you mind if I go over and see him?" And Jeff Parsons had said, yeah, he's up in my place, but he should be out looking for his kid. And in fact, I definitely would be if I was allowed to. They told me I wasn't allowed with shock, and being in shock is, well, you don't know what that's like until you've been through it. And it's something. Memory loss, you're dizzy, I could go on about the feelings. I never want to go through it again. I'm still in shock. Every day I wake up and I'm not myself. But, as time went on, I've never seen Jeff search for Dylan. As far as I know, I've never seen him search for Dylan. I've never seen him even post about Dylan. He's been a ghost. Even when they would show up to the house days after Dylan's disappearance, he would never come in. I remember them whispering about the lie detector tests, like I mentioned in the first video earlier in the week. Just little things. Like, to me, I would be doing everything in my power, which I'm doing, but I would be, if I lost someone's child, I'd do everything in my power because I'd rather be dead. Like, I don't even know how to begin to know what that's like, and I don't understand why. Like, he hasn't done his own, marches. He hasn't pushed his family to support in any way, shape, or form. And I understand the backlash, and my family doesn't get along with their family, and that's including Ashley, my family, Dylan's family. Even though we don't get along with the Parson family, it doesn't mean they can't rally for Dylan. It doesn't mean that they can't support, just buy posters and have a platform. Do everything in your power to do something. That's what I believe, but that's just me. Jeff's been a ghost. I don't know anything about him. 13 years and I know nothing. Other than he didn't seem like a bad guy. But since Dylan's been missing, to me it's red flags that you just completely... It's like they've swept Dylan under the rug. And they expect me not to get angry at that family, and I'm supposed to let it go. And I can't let that go. Anyone in my shoes wouldn't be able to let that go. I mean, just to try to understand that is impossible. But for Jeff Parsons, I remember asking Chief McNeil to do a lie detector test on him. And he agreed to do it. And the other officer that was in there, I think he was a sergeant, they both agreed it was going to happen. And then I made a police complaint with the police complaint commissioner. And things changed rapidly. They stopped the lie detector tests. They stopped everything. And, 2 years, I finally proved that there is neglect in Dylan's search and the way they handled his investigation. And it's not fair for Dylan whatsoever. A 3-year-old that deserved everything that day. But for them not to do a lie detector test on Jeff and, interrogate these people for a little bit. I mean, not everybody's a perfect Samaritan, as my lead investigator tries to say. I guess those are my thoughts on Jeff. I don't know much about him other than he loves playing video games like the PS4 and stuff, and addicted to the computer. Drinks his beer when he gets off work. And yeah, that's it. Jeff's parents, I know that they're a little different. And what I mean by different is they're just not like, they're just different. And they do have a handicapped man that lives downstairs. I thought of all that stuff. What if one of them accidentally hurt Dylan? Just an accident, but they freaked out. Thought about it 1,000 times, and I still think about it. What if something happened and it was covered up over just an accident? It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem possible, but a child going missing out of thin air doesn't seem possible. And for the police to fail as bad as they did doesn't seem possible. For this whole situation with the cyberbullying still happening like crazy seems like an impossible. I've had 8 ransoms since Dylan went missing, and to the U.S. Marshal that's pretty well it never happens. Even in the United States, like he said, you literally just see it in movies. And he's 31 years, special missing persons unit in the United States. They've seen everything. And when I told him about ransoms, he could not believe it, because you only see that overseas. And with trying to bring people overseas illegally, you get the odd ransoms, but you only see it in the movies. And it happened to me, so anything's possible. I just wish that this community and the cops and just everybody come together and just talk it out. Like, get in a big circle and talk this stuff out. Figure out what exactly happened that day, or do everybody a lie detector test. I'll do one 50 times if you'd like. I'm down for anything. Just want the truth. And I know that we haven't gotten the truth. 18 seconds for the dog, and looked away for 18 seconds. And first it was a second and a brief second. And it just, it didn't happen. Something else happened. So that's, I guess, my rant for the day and my thoughts on Jeff Parsons. And for hunting shacks, I've looked at so many. I've got a whole collection of pictures. We're going to be heading out again to get some summer pictures of them and send them to that medium. I mean, anything's possible. I try everything. Me and Ashley try everything. Every door gets slammed. But we're not supposed to get mad. So the cops say on W5 News. Anyway, that's, like I said, that's Jeff Parsons, quiet, ghost. Like, since Dylan went missing, he's a ghost. Take care, everybody. Let's bring Dylan home.